This werewolf had a very unusual way of transforming. The police strapped him to a specially designed rotating chair and slowly lowered him into a pool of freezing water. A few minutes later, they cranked him back up. Seeing that he still hadn't transformed, the doctor injected him with a stimulant, then dunked him back into the ice water. When that wasn't enough, they gave him more shots. They even hooked him up to electroshock equipment, zapping him to force a transformation. But no matter how much they tortured him, the man never turned into a werewolf. His father came to visit him in prison and told him the truth. Years ago, when his father was young, he had wandered into a cave by accident. Inside, he encountered a wild man who bit him, infecting him with the transformation virus. The man's mother had actually died at her own husband's hands, and his brother had been torn apart by him too. Learning the truth filled the man with rage, but trapped behind bars, there was nothing he could do but watch his monstrous father walk away. He was brought before the court. The doctor believed he suffered from a psychiatric disorder, a delusion that he could turn into a wolf. The doctor intended to expose the man's lies in front of the entire jury and had even chosen a night with a full moon on purpose. The man glanced at the moon through the window, and his body began to change. Just as the doctor was gloating in front of the jury, the man's hands started to twist and deform. His toes swelled up until they burst through his shoes. His jaws stretched wide open for all to see. The arrogant doctor had no idea what was happening behind him as the man slowly completed his transformation. By the time the doctor turned around, it was already too late. The man let out a vicious roar, sending the jurors scrambling for the exits in terror. Free from the ropes binding him, grabbed the chair and hurled it into the crowd. The doctor's assistant plunged a syringe of sedative into his back, but it had no effect whatsoever and cost her her life. The doctor fumbled for the door in a panic, but his trembling hands wouldn't cooperate. The man stormed toward him, lifted him up, and threw him straight out the window. The werewolf leaped onto the windowsill, then climbed to the rooftop, searching for a way out. The full moon caught his attention once again, as if recharging him with power. The werewolf launched himself off the roof and landed on an unlucky officer below, taking him out on impact. Then he tore down the street at full speed. Officers fired wildly at him from a distance, driving him into an alley. The chief had already set up an ambush on the other side. He ordered all his men to open fire, but the bullets couldn't even scratch the ferocious beast. The werewolf vaulted right over their heads and disappeared into the night. The officers could only stand there, staring at his fading silhouette, completely helpless.